Hey everyone, this is Bryce Whittington from World of Whitt Studios, and I wanted to reach out to you guys so you would know exactly what's coming out this week in my comics. Alright, if you have not been checking out World of Whitt Studios, you need to, because I have 4 great titles that you definitely want to see. First off, I have Cosmos and Crisis, the sci-fi action-adventure story. It's wonderful. It's about a bunch of rebels as they fight against a galactic tyrant. Then I have Nice Stories to share with family. It's a crime noir, kind of violent story. It's very good. It's in black and white art. You should definitely check it out. Then I have a little bit more of a wholesome comedy. It's fun for the entire family. It's called Lil Poochie and Baby Nugget. In that comic, I have a little baby puppy who hangs out with a little baby chicken, and together they go on all kinds of misadventures. Finally, I have Villainous Vector. It's a story of a has-been supervillain as he tries to get his villainous entrepreneurship back on track and create a thriving supervillain business, but he can't because he's a loser. Alright, so it's a great comedy. You should definitely be checking that one out too. Now this week, with those 4 titles, I'll be publishing 6 days out of our 7 days of the week. Alright, first up, we're starting things strong on Monday with a Little Poochie and Baby Nugget comic. It'll be titled Sleepy Baby. Alright, you know that already sounds cute, so definitely go check it out. It's going to be absolutely adorable with the wholesome comedy that you can always expect from Little Poochie and Baby Nugget. Alright, basically the story this week is that Baby Nugget needs a little bit more sleep. Next up, we're moving on Tuesday to a darker story. We have Nice Stories to share with family. Like I said, this one is in black and white. It's a little bit more noir vibes to it. Okay, in this episode, it's going to be titled The Millworms. If you remember several episodes ago, as I'm sure you do, Reckless Ryan Pitchings got blamed for messing over a crime family, okay? And the person that tattled on him was named Bradley Millworm. So in this episode, for the next few weeks, we're going to explore more about the Millworm family. Who framed Reckless Ryan Pitchings, and why did he do it, and what's going on in the world of the Millworms. So you definitely want to check that out. It'll add a lot to the story later on. Alright, then we move on Wednesday. I go back to Cosmos and Crisis with one of my absolute favorite episodes. It's called Revolution. Okay, in Revolution, we finally get to see Arkeros, the hero of the story, as he returns to Oregob, the planet that the reckless tyrant Krog has been ruling over so terribly for so long. And Arkeros rises all the citizens that have been tormented by this ruler. He rises them up and makes them fight for their freedom. So I think it's a great story that you will really enjoy. Definitely check that one out. Alright, moving on, we're going to, what are we on? Thursday. On Thursday, I'm going back to Nice Stories to share with family. And the title is a $, followed by a number sign, followed by an exclamation point, followed by a percentage sign. All right, you can spell that out on your own and see what that spells, but let me go ahead and summarize it to say that Reginald Millworm, the father of the Millworm family, is not a particularly nice guy, and what he said at the end of last episode is the title this week. Alright, so Reginald basically is confronting his son in this episode, Bradley Millworm, the same guy who framed Reckless Ryan Pitchings. Now we have him, and we get to see exactly what's going on in his life. Moving forward, we go back to Cosmos and Crisis on Friday. For this episode, it's called The Deadly Origin of Krog. Throughout this story, you've seen shadows of Krog. You might have seen him once or twice. You've heard the name quite a few times. But finally, we get to see who is Krog. Why is he this person? How did he build up this empire, this Inquisition? What did he do? Who is he? What is his backstory? You get to learn all of that this week in The Deadly Origin of Krog. You definitely want to know what happens because it'll really impact the entire future of Cosmos and Crisis. Not just part 1 that we're on now, but part 2, part 3, and any future parts after that. Krog is a very important character, hint, hint, so make sure you read this week. Finally, we're going to close things out on Saturday with my comedy comic known as Villainous Vector. If you know anything about the comic, as I said earlier, it's basically a supervillain trying to get his villainous organization back on track. But like I said earlier as well, he is a loser, and that is kind of a struggle for him. Okay, so this episode is called You've Got Mail. All right, and in You've Got Mail, Vector is basically trying to think of his next evil scheme. Well, there you have it. That's all 6 things that I will be publishing this week, and I really hope that everyone here checks it out because it will be an absolute blast. It's so much fun to make these comics, and I'm looking forward to growing this World of Whitt Studios as large as I can. So definitely keep checking it out. Please subscribe, like, follow, whatever platform you're looking at this on or reading my comics on. I need all support I can get, so please help me out by liking, commenting, following, whatever you got. Thank you so much, and you have a wonderful week, and enjoy the comics.